Hi, this is Professor Rebecca Meacham. I am co-chair of the English department and I'm the director of the Writing and Applied Arts major here on campus. And I'm here to talk to you, a little speed advising here to give you some tips about how to fulfill requirements for your major in spring 2021 and summer 2021. And I'm going to give you some tips as well as some exciting new developments in our program. So let's start. The first thing I want to tell you about is for the very first time in English department history and writing and applied arts history, we have some courses that are going to be offered both in spring and in summer 2021. And so I want to draw your attention to these in case you really want to try to zip through your requirements but are a little concerned about being able to do so. These courses offered both in spring 2021 and summer include Women in Literature, Intro to Creative Writing, Intro to Literary Studies, which is our foundational course for all emphases in the English major, as well as the Writing and Applied Arts major, and American Literature too. There may even be multiple sections of these being offered in the summer as well as in the spring. So that's a really great thing. Also uniquely to this summer, we will be offering for the first time English 324, which is the Sheepshead Review Practicum, both in spring and online in summer. And if you are interested in an internship and earning internship credits towards that writing and applied arts degree, you can work with the teaching press both in spring or uniquely in spring as an internship, as well as in the summer via online. And if possible, we'll get to campus a little bit through the book editing practicum. So please look for those courses if you are looking to fulfill any kind of practicum requirement for the creative writing emphasis in English or writing and applied arts internships and practicum requirements in publication. All right, now I'm going to tell you a little bit about modalities for English courses in spring 2021. We do have a few face-to-face courses, but we mainly are offering our courses via virtual classroom, which will be listed with a time, but those meet remotely via Zoom or Blackboard Collaborate, and online asynchronous classes, which don't require any meeting time live and occur entirely on Canvas and through those methods like that. I should also distinguish this from summer 2021 when we only offer and have always only offered internet courses via virtual classroom or online asynchronous. So look for the modality of your course for spring in particular. Here you can see two courses listed that are exactly the same, different sections, one taught by Professor Young, one taught by Professor Fernandez-Rishevi. You can see they look very much alike, but actually one meets face to face, and you can see this by the fact that there's a room listed, and one meets online via virtual classroom, as you can see by the symbol listed here. So make sure that you're double checking. There aren't that many live classes in spring, but please do check to see if they are meeting face to face, and you'll note that in this way. You can see. All right, for spring 2021, I want to give you some highlights. These are not all the courses we're offering, but I want to tell you a little bit about how you can satisfy certain requirements of the English major emphases in literature, education, and creative writing, and by proxy writing and applied arts requirements through the courses we're offering specifically in spring. In spring, we have lots of options for lower level literature. One thing I want to point out to you is uniquely for the spring semester of 2021, we will be offering English 214, which is Intro to English Literature 1. For those of you who require a pre-1800 British Lit credits to be satisfied, this is your opportunity to do so. For those of you who require post-1800 Brit Lit, we also are offering on schedule, as usual, English Introduction to English Literature 2, English 215. Something else to note is we're offering 8 sections of English 212, which is quite a lot, and I do believe all of those are online for the spring. In terms of upper level workshops, we are offering a great number of those to satisfy requirements in creative writing in the emphasis in English, as well as writing and applied arts requirements. Take a look at this impressive list. We have English 303 Advanced Poetry Writing Workshop. We're also offering, it says writing workshop, but it's actually novel revision workshop, which is a 4-credit class and requires either instructor permission or a 50,000 word novel draft or English 305. So be wary of that particular requirement. We're also offering for the first time topics in game writing, and the topic of that will be digital storytelling. You do not need to be a gamer to enroll in that class. And then for the very first time ever, we're offering a course in writing about food, topics in creative writing movable feasts. And we're also offering topics in creative writing, genre fiction, including writing romance and horror. You are allowed to take both sections of 312 at the same time if you like. You're allowed to take English 312 topics courses for 6 credits total, as long as those topics are different. In terms of upper level literature for spring, I want to draw your attention to ways that you can fulfill particular requirements of coverage. For example, if you're looking to cover American literature as a literature major or something for education, we will be offering Major American Prose with the topic of the Gothic. We'll also be, as usual, offering English 336 Ethnic American Literature with the topic of race plus sex. This satisfies requirements both for the education emphasis and the literature emphasis in English. Something else to note, if you are a big fan of Jane Austen, our English 436 Major Authors course for spring will be an asynchronous online course in Jane Austen. And this will satisfy the post 1800 British literature requirement. So just to let you know, that is an upper level way of satisfying that requirement if you need to do so. Plus, I think it'll be a great course. English 333 Lit Themes, Fainters and Bleeders is an excellent course to count for all sorts of sort of general elements of the upper level lit requirements for all 3 tracks. Something to tell you about for world literature. So if you are an education emphasis or a literature emphasis, you are probably looking for a 218 or a 338 English class to satisfy world lit. And you're not going to see those in spring, but you will see some ways of doing this instead, which will be amazing. So we are offering 2 courses, and in order to get either one of these to satisfy the world literature requirement, you simply enroll and then send a course substitution requirement override form that you can find from the registrar's office to your track advisor. So at the end of this presentation, if you don't know who your advisor is, we'll go over that very quickly. But if you'd like, for example, this Humanistic Studies 483 class, Literature and History of the Holocaust, which will be incredible. It's team taught with a history professor and an English professor. It's going to meet asynchronous online. If you'd love to take that, but you also want to get credit for a World Lit course, you absolutely should do that. And you would take the course, enroll in the course, and we would send a form to substitute that course for one of those requirements on the books. The other course that can satisfy a world literature requirement, should you be an education track person or a literature track person in English and you need to satisfy this, will be English 364, a topics course. The topic will be Hauntings and Invasions, Global Fantasy and Sci-Fi. Again, you just send a substitution form to your major advisor, and those will be listed at the end of this presentation. If you want to hold off on world literature until summer, there will be a regular old English 218, which satisfies that requirement, world literature offered online in the summer, and the topic of that will be Irish literature. In terms of required courses specifically for literature emphases, and sometimes for education as well, we have 2 courses running in spring, both of these via the internet. One is English 340, History of the English Language, and the other is Shakespeare. These satisfy particular requirements, and so you want to look at how they do it, but they will be offered and you can take them. If you have any questions about what any of this means or what you're trying to do here or how to do a substitution form, please contact your advisor in your specific emphasis. If you're an English literature emphasis person, you're going to want to contact Professor Nesvet, and her email is listed here. English education, Professor Schutze, her email is listed here. And if you are an English creative writing emphasis or a writing and applied arts major, you're going to want to contact me, Dr. Meacham, at this address. Thanks so much for listening.